Year 1 with Type 1, a true story of a boy with Type 1 diabetes. Written by Mike Suarez, illustrated by Olsi Tola. It's been a whole year since that crazy first day when this story began with a hospital stay. It started with so many trips to the sink, where I'd fill up my cup and have lots to drink. I felt tired and weak and was always thirsty. On top of all that, I kept having to pee. I drank too much water for such a small guy. I went to the doctor to find out why. To check my blood sugar, I stuck out my finger. I felt a quick poke, but it didn't linger. I watched my mom chat with my doctor and nurse about heading to Boston before things got worse. Mom rushed to the children's ER in Longwood. Dad met us both there as fast as he could. They connected my arm to a thin plastic tube. I got nothing to eat but a plain old ice cube. I waited 12 hours to actually eat, and 4 hours more to get up on my feet. When the doctor stopped by needing to speak, she explained to us why I was feeling so weak. The level of sugar that blood stays within is controlled by a hormone that's called insulin. The pancreas is where this hormone is made. For Andrew, this organ's starting to degrade. To get insulin for blood sugar corrections, from this moment on, he'll depend on injections. What did we do wrong? Was it too many sweets? Should we not have allowed all those holiday treats? Type 1 diabetes is nobody's fault. Creation of insulin comes to a halt. It's nothing you did, it's nothing he ate. Beta cells just began to deteriorate. But I've never even used a syringe. The thought of a needle always makes me cringe. There's plenty to learn and we'll show you how. There's no need to wait, let's start training now. You might think that this place would give me the creeps, but I had some fun staying here for 3 sleeps. While Mom and Dad learned how to give me my shots, I relaxed with a book of Connect the Dots. While I gave pretend shots to my stuffed blue bunny, my teenage roommate was being so funny. Being stuck in one room was getting so boring, so Dad took me downstairs to do some exploring. Butterflies on the big screen followed my motion as I ran to a fish tank as wide as the ocean. Each stair going up made a musical sound, while a giant Great Dane was just walking around. After 3 nights away from my little sister, I wanted to hug her and tell her I missed her. This year's been a process learning to cope, shot after shot, poke after poke. Belly, legs, arms, shots go any which way. We spread them around since they're 6 times a day. Mom emails a log to the nurses each week. They check if the carb ratios need a tweak. Mom checks in at night with a lamp on her head, sometimes with a juice box to drink in my bed. At school I bring lunch while it's nothing too fancy. When I'm done, I have fun with my friend, Nurse Nancy. We count carbs to know what goes in my body, but no sneaking snacks, that's beyond being naughty. Except when my blood sugar suddenly drops, we can bring it back up with some green lollipops. And if I can't eat when my sugar's too low, a shot of glucagon is ready to go. I have to be patient and wait for each meal and pay close attention to just how I feel. My body gives clues when I'm high or I'm low. The device on my arm also helps us to know. Alerts are set up to alarm on our phones. If I'm high for too long, we check for ketones. Diabetes is work from shots to blood samples, but there's still time for fun. There's lots of examples. When I need exercise, it's time for a run. Bet you can't catch me, Dad's too slow for his son. Some T1D groups like to host fun events. One time we all sat past the tall outfield fence. At another event, my teddy was sick. I learned to treat him at the teddy bear clinic. To help me become an athletic force, my favorite event had an obstacle course. I swung high on a rope just like a real ninja. Bet you thought I would fall. Be honest now, didn't ya? I can play with my friends and compete in all sports. I can take insulin and eat food of all sorts. When I'm ready for bed at the end of each day, I always feel safe and my parents will say, "Son, it's so brave how you handle the pain. You take all these shots and you hardly complain. The two of us wish there was more we could do. We'd take 50 shots each to spare your next two." It's hard to believe a whole year has gone by. Everyone says I'm brave. Now here's my reply. Andrew means warrior, which I try to be. Type 1 diabetes will not define me. This past year has taught me to take things in stride, to do what's required while enjoying the ride. It's not easy nor hard, it's just how I live. One key to it all is to stay positive. I know more about diet than most my age would. Being used to a schedule can only be good. The pokes and the needles, yeah, sometimes they sting, but I battle type 1 and can be anything. One day a great dad is what I'd like to be, yet my dad says he wants to be more like me. I'll continue to learn and continue to grow with one whole year down and a lifetime to go. Thank you for reading. Love, Andrew. And on the back it says, join Andrew, a 5-year-old boy from Massachusetts, as he guides us through his first year of living with type 1 diabetes. Year 1 with type 1 begins with Andrew's stay at the Children's Hospital and continues with his new routine at home. Through the eyes of Andrew, you'll discover how he manages his condition, while also managing to find fun along the way. Type 1 diabetes is a very serious condition, but that doesn't stop Andrew from living his life to the fullest. He accomplishes this through his perseverance, his positive attitude, and the love of his family and friends. Andrew's story demonstrates why he is an inspiration to everyone around him, but more importantly, it proves that having diabetes doesn't and shouldn't hold him back.